Welcome back to the Cool Comic Show. We are back with a new video. I know it's been a while since we've uploaded. Took a little bit of a break. I had a birthday, Jelani had a birthday, E had a birthday. Some of us moved, we had some travel, some vacation, a lot of fun stuff. But while we were gone, you guys were still supporting, still leaving some comments on the video, so we appreciate that. If you are interested in seeing any of the fun stuff we've done while we've been gone, all of us have posted on our social medias pictures and everything like that. There's been a lot of news and crazy stuff that's happened since we've been gone. Movies have come out and movies have not done well. Flash, Shazam, there's been a lot that's happened, at least in the DC world. Marvel's had a bunch of stuff going on. So we're getting back in the swing of things. Today's video is going to be talking about some books I've got in the last couple months, and also a little bit of an update for the channel, some things we're going to do, some TV shows coming out, some new books coming out, everything like that. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I've got 19 books for you guys today. Some from DC, some from Marvel, some from some other publishers. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got. Okay, starting off with DC, related actually to some news that's come out. There's been a lot that's come out since we had a video. We have our Superman actor, we have a couple other characters, but a couple books that I got recently, at least in the last few months, was volume 1 and 2 of the Terrifics. If you guys weren't aware, James Gunn did announce Mr. Terrific casting and also Metamorpho casting, but these two books were from the Terrifics run. Volume 1 is from Ivan Reyes, and then volume 2 is from Dale Eaglesham. I've read a few of these issues when they were first coming out, but I think I got volume 1 somewhat before the announcement. I forgot exactly when I got it, but then I got volume 2 after the announcement, because the Terrifics are fun. A lot of people kind of classify them as like the Fantastic Four for DC, while the concept, or at least the base of the team, is from out of that, but there's also more to each character. So it has Mr. Terrific, Phantom Girl, Plastic Man, and Metamorpho. From the couple of issues that I have read, it's just a fun team running around on hijinks, so had to pick up these two trade paperbacks. Okay, next up we have top 10. I'm gonna try to get this close for you guys. Top 10 compendium. Here is the cover. Also, my setup's a little bit different today because it's hot. I'm sitting directly under my fan, so my PC's over here. I have recording on my phone. It's a little bit different setup. Anyways, this is top 10. This is by Alan Moore, actually, and Gene Ha, which, if you guys read Wonder Woman Historia, I think Gene did issue 3. But Alan Moore, Gene Ha, and Xander Cannon. I haven't started this yet, but when I first heard about it and when it was coming out, I was very excited. Essentially what it is, it's a city that has all superpowered people. Well, I'll give you a brief rundown. It's called Neopolis. It's a city of wonders and terrors. It was created to solve the problems of living with superpowered individuals, so the good, the bad, the robots, and the gods. It's a city full of fine citizens who can read your mind, tell your future, commit crimes unheard of. In our Neopolis, the officers of Precinct 10 stand against the chaos and sometimes cause it. So it's a compendium, so it's a little bit bigger, but it is soft cover. Just seems like a cool... I don't know if it is... I don't think it takes place in the DC universe. I could be wrong, but it is published by DC, so I'm excited to start this one. All right, next up is what I believe might be a lot of people's favorites. This one is Poison Ivy, The Virtuous Circle. This is the Poison Ivy run that kind of kicked off her getting an ongoing last year. So this is issues 1 through 6. I've read the first 2 issues. This is by G. Willow Wilson. And yeah, this is just the start of her new ongoing, Poison Ivy. Like I said, I read the first 2 issues. She kind of has this, from what I remember, because I read them when they first came out last year. She kind of has like this disease or something going on with her, and she's kind of running around. She split from Harley right before this. From what I've seen and stuff online, they eventually get back together. Some spoilers, I don't know. But this is the first 6 issues. This is a hardcover. I'm excited to get back into this, and from what I've heard, as the issues continue on, it's gotten really good. So, all right, next up is another one I'm excited for. This is from Milestone Universe, so characters like Static, Icon and Rocket, Hardware, Earth M, essentially. This one is called Duo. This is from Greg Pak, Koi Pham, Scott Hanna, and Chris Sotomayor. 2 heroes, 1 body. Nanotech engineers Dr. Kelly Vu and Dr. David Kim are committed to only one thing more than each other: using their regenerative nanobots to save the world. And following a violent attack, those very same nanobots end up saving David and Kelly's lives, sort of. Their salvation comes with an unexpected consequence. Husband and wife awaken to realize they now share one superpowered body. So I like the premise of it because based on that, I haven't read it, but based on that, it sounds a little bit like Firestorm. But the thing that got me interested in it is, one, it's Milestone, so it's their stories I feel like are a little bit more have a little bit more depth, I would say. And also there's not really that many husband and wife Asian-led comic books, so it seemed fun, it seemed cool. We got some two smart people with sharing a body with some nanotech, so it'll be a fun time. And our last DC book for today is actually 4 books. So for those of you that are fans of The Wolf Among Us, this will seem familiar to you. This is a box set of the, oh whoops, wrong way, of the Fables book. Hold on, let me show you. Of the Fable compendiums. If you guys don't know, Fable is published by DC. Well, I think it was Vertigo at the start. But this is what The Wolf Among Us is based on. So if you, it's kind of heavy. If you open up this box set, right? So there are 4 compendiums in this box set. Here's compendium 1. You can see how thick it is. This one has 41 issues, actually 43. If you played Wolf Among Us, you know what kind of all this is. If you haven't, essentially it's all the fairy tales you were told as a kid. They're real and they live in our world now, and they're trying to survive. And one of the main characters is Big B, aka the Big Bad Wolf. He interacts with all the fairy tales you can imagine. I've read a few Fables issues here and there, but when this box set came out a couple months ago, I was like, yeah, I gotta get this. Let me show you the box set a little bit more. I took them out, so it's not as heavy for me. But here's the front side of it. It's like a mural of all the characters, essentially. And like I said, it's 4 compendiums. It says Fable's a complete series. I know there was like more issues they were doing, there was something like that. But as far as I know, these are the 4 compendiums. Okay, moving on from DC, we have Marvel. This first one, a lot of you may know, is Hawkeye by Matt Fraction. This is the run that I believe the Hawkeye Disney Plus show took inspiration on. I haven't actually watched that show, but this is the one where, I don't know if Kate Bishop makes her debut in this, or this kind of really put her on the map. But it has Kate Bishop in here. This is the one that people speak highly of if you're going to read Hawkeye. I forgot what store I was at one day, but I actually might have been at the library. But I saw this and I was like, you know what? I've been meaning to read this. I'm going to pick this up. But it's a Hawkeye run. People talk highly of it. It's him, you know, street level kind of crime. So I want to check it out. All right, next up, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know I'm a big fan of Fantastic Four. So I have Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman, Omnibus Volume 1 and 2. Here's Volume 1. I should remember to put these closer for you guys. Jonathan Hickman, this was, from what I understand, like the definitive run of the modern time. This kind of started his Secret Wars saga, I believe, between this and the Avengers. But I've always heard nothing but good things about this run. I don't know about Marvel as much as I do DC. Fantastic Four and X-Men are my favorites. But I haven't actually read a lot of Marvel, so I'm trying to do that more this year. So Volume 1 and 2, I picked those up. I'm excited to jump into these and see what kind of crazy stuff happens. Okay, this one I got a couple months ago, but I didn't have it in the last video I did for you guys. This is Black Panther by Christopher Priest. It's essentially Black Panther run from the 90s. I'm only I think I only read the first issue just to kind of dip my toes a little bit before I get deep into it. I always heard good things about this run, wanted to pick it up and check it out. And then our last Marvel book is none other than Captain Marvel herself. So this is the run by Kelly Thompson. I have the one by Kelly Sue DeConnick, which kind of kicked off the Captain Marvel modern run. This is the Alex Ross cover, so it has her as Captain Marvel there, Miss Marvel, Binary. Forgot the 4th one's name. This is just another run. Carol Danvers finally returns home after months in space, and New York has never looked so good until a powerful, woman-hating villain turns Roosevelt Island into his own private apocalyptic wasteland. Heard some good things about it. This is from 2019. Just wanted to check it out and see what it's all about. Okay, on to our non-DC or Marvel. First up, we have the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Year 2 Deluxe Edition. So Year 1 and Year 2, they were out of print for a while. They were hard to get. The resale prices were crazy. But Year 2 went on sale a month or 2 ago, and then Year 1 actually just came up recently. I just bought that one, so it's in the mail right now. But if you're a fan of the original TV show, this is, well, Year 1 at least is from pretty much adapting the show into the book. But I love this cover, by the way. This is by Kyle Higgins. But yeah, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, it's them in school. This is Year 2. Year 1 has a Green Ranger on that, so when that book comes in, I have a couple other books as well. I'll make another video for those, but check this one out if you like the Power Rangers. This next one is one I'm very much looking forward to start. This one is called Snow Angels by Jeff Lemire and Jock. And you guys can see there people kind of walking in a trench. I've heard great things about this one. I haven't started it, but give you a very brief synopsis. Milliken and May May have never left the trench. It's all they've ever known. They were born in the trench and they'll die there, just like all their people do. The two girls, age 11 and 8, are part of the trench folk, a sprawling settlement of people living inside the massive ice walls of a vast, seemingly endless frozen trench carved into the surface of an otherwise icy wasteland. The trench folk survive in this hostile world by following the 3 testaments of the trench. Golden rules repeated like a mantra from birth to death. Testament 1, the trench provides. Testament 2, you must never leave this trench. Testament 3, the trench is endless. It sounds hella cool. I like that also on the side of this, the paper is like a black lining, but the art's pretty dope. You're just like always inside the trench walls and it's apocalyptic and you don't know what's going on. So haven't started it yet. I'm excited to start it. No Angels by Jeff Lemire and Jock. And our last couple of books are a little bit different. So these are kind of video game related. So first up is not necessarily a comic book. It's an art book. This is The Eyes of Bayonetta. Bayonetta 2, actually, I should say. If any of you have followed my Twitch stream in the past, I'm very much a big fan of Bayonetta. It's just all art from the game, but I like it because it gives you like a very like detailed breakdown of like, okay, this costume, this is what went into it. It gives the artist an opportunity to shine, essentially. And Bayonetta 2 is one of my favorite games that came out on the Switch. I guess it came out on the Wii U originally, right? This came out a couple months ago. This was published by Udon, which is actually the publisher of the next book we're going to talk about. But yeah, Bayonetta 2, just all the art from the second game. This cover is cool. Our next video game book, like I said, is also published by Udon. This is Street Fighter Classic Volume 1, Hadouken. So this is a comic book. Chun-Li and Guile uncover the secrets of N. Bison, while Ryu and Ken hunt down the murderous master of the fist, Akuma. It's a whirlwind tour across the globe with all your favorite world warriors. It collects the original Street Fighter 1 through 10, plus some cover art and bonus stuff. There's a few volumes of this. I wanted to get volume 1 and check it out, see if I liked it. But yeah, it's just Street Fighter comic book. I don't know if it follows one-to-one of like the story they had in the games before or anything like that, but this is what the art looks like, if you are curious. Also, all these books too, at least the ones I've opened, I've stretched them out and everything like that, so don't worry about the spine. So yeah, Street Fighter Volume 1. And this last book is very different. So I heard about this book coming out actually from a YouTube channel called Near Mint Condition. A lot of you may already know that. Shout out to Omar on that channel. He does a lot of great stuff, talks about new books coming out, gives overviews, news, everything like that. He did an overview of this book called Supercade, A Visual History of the Video Game Age, 1985 through 2001 by Van Burnham. And it's like set up like a square. You can see the cover here with all the arcade cabinets. And essentially what this is, there's a couple of these in the series already, is it goes through the history of all the games through that era. So 1985, it starts off with the video game market crash and how Nintendo saved it and everything like that. It just goes through the eras, different years, I should say, and talks about the games that came out, any impact they had on the industry, all the way up until 2001. The 90s, of course, it included the surge of the arcade era. I believe there's one coming out for the early 2000s, or might have already came out, but I'm going to pick that one up as well. But just a cool, essentially, history book of video games from this time, of course with pictures too. So I wanted to pick it up and check it out. That was all the books that I had. 19 books, it goes by quick, a lot of fun, different stories to check out. What I love about comic books, and I talk about it all the time, is there is a comic book for everybody. If you're into superheroes, if you're not into superheroes, there's, you know, mystery and horror and sci-fi and a bunch of different stuff if you just don't like superheroes, whatever the case is. So that's all the books. Now a little bit about channel updates. So if you guys haven't heard the news, Harley Quinn season 4 is coming out next week. I'm recording this video on Saturday the 22nd. So yeah, Harley Quinn season 4 comes out next week. We are going to be doing reaction series for that. This time it will include Jelani. When we did it last year, Jelani hadn't joined yet. You guys made that our most successful reaction series on this channel. It was a lot of fun to record that one. I'm very much looking forward to this new season. So we got Harley Quinn coming out. It is San Diego Comic-Con this weekend, and last night they just announced when Invincible Season 2 is coming out, which is in November. We will do a reaction series for Invincible in November. We have a new video coming out for you guys, which is our main show, which we haven't done it in a while. If you haven't seen those before, it's essentially we get all the news and recent discussion topics from recent time, talk about it all in one video. There's been a lot to talk about these last few months. New DC news, Marvel Studios news, all these other studios, just crazy stuff happening. We'll have more My Cool Books videos, which are videos where we take 1 or 2 books and do a little bit of a deeper dive into that, as opposed to just say, hey, here's this book. I've done a few of those before. E has done one. Jelani's done one before too. And we flip through the pages, talk about the story, why we like it, and everything like that. So we have some of those going. Some more collaborations coming with some friends that we share interests with. There's certain books, characters, whatever the case is. So a lot of fun stuff planned. We don't have exact dates on all that stuff, but Harley Quinn is coming out next week. Invincible is coming out in November. The second half of Doom Patrol is going to come at some point. Jelani and I have recorded the first half of this last season. I was going to put them up, but then once time started going by a little bit, I figured it'd be best to put those up when the second part of the season is coming out. So whenever Doom Patrol, the second half of the final season, comes out, we'll get back into that as well. But like I said, next up, we'll have Harley Quinn next week. Hoping to do what we did last year, where we record it on Thursday when it comes out, have it uploaded on Friday. Of course, things can change, anything like that, but that's going to be the plan. So thank you guys for sticking with us. Thank you for watching this video. I always love talking about the books that I'm reading or new books that I got. Like I said, I have a couple new books, other books coming in the mail. So once those come in, we'll talk about those. And yeah, that's a lot. It's been hella hot pretty much across the country. I live in Southern California. My AC broke. I'm sitting under my fan. So it's been rough, but we're getting through it. Thank you everyone who's been supporting. Make sure you guys check out our social media, like I said, to see all the stuff we've been doing outside of the channel. Make sure you guys subscribe. Be ready to look forward to Harley Quinn next week. And let me know which of these books interest you. Let me know which books you're reading and which one of these you might want to see me do a My Cool Books. I have a couple on My Cool Books video I need to do from the last run, specifically Invisible Kingdom, and then I think Harleen. I want to do those too. So I still am working on those. Again, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week for Harley Quinn Season 4.